This, on so many of the songs that you played, this position on the guitar, which I'd studied very carefully as a child, just that the size of your hands and everything, but that where did that come from? Where was your first? You said that everything you ever did, you heard somebody else do first. Where did you hear that first?
Well, it was Boogie Woogie #1. And I would say it came from mimicking the figure on a piano of Boogie Woogie. 1, 5, and 6. 1, 5, and 6. 1, 5, 6 in rhythmic progression. And you can do the same thing on the guitar. Much more easy, I found.
Yeah.
So that's a background for, well, it's a constant background. You can sing to it. Yeah.
Did you ever hear anybody do
on the guitar
before you did it?
On the piano, I heard it.
No, that's not what I said on the guitar.
Yeah, well, no, actually, because the guitar players I listened to were Charlie Christian and T-Bone Walker, who did most of his figures in the treble strings, and Muddy, one string, you know, and.
Well, Jimmy Reed did it kind of slow, you know, doom, 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 you know.
Yeah.
But it wasn't rhythmic. It's not the same thing. And you did it over 3 strings, you know, when you add that fourth to the note, too. And don't mean to get
yeah, but I mean, you
technically musical carried away, but.
Yeah, 4, 1, and 5 is a boogie bass. And adding a 6 just gives you somewhere to go to come back to the bass, you know. We're talking music now, but I imagine I would have heard it, but I don't think I've heard it fast though, other than on the piano. You know, that slow rhythmic blues is you don't need you need to go anywhere because sometimes it's just tonic, 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 tonic.
Yeah.
You know, but
Who were the guys? I mean. For me, it was you. For you, who was it that when you were getting into music, saying, boy, "I want to do what this guy does"? This kind of thing.
Now we're in a whole different ball game because my first inspiration was Nat Cole in high school.
Mm-hmm.
You see, by nature, I'm a lover. You see.
I see.
But I never
That's what I've always
could get
heard,
a chance
Chuck.
to love. No, we're back in high school now. I'm innocent, you see. And no girlfriend, you know, because I always had a gift to gab, and I always did like comedy, you know, and poetry. Comedy is too silly for love. Poetry is too serious. So I was left out in my exploitation, you know. Until I got into show business, and I found that you don't go after your inspirations; they come to you, you know. And incidentally, that was very lucrative in the opening the shows too. But,
what are we talking about? Wait a minute. Where do we go?
Youth race.
I was asking you, Nat King Cole. That's it.
Yeah.
He was the heavy for you, huh? The big one.
Yeah, but without a voice, I could not come near Nat Cole, but it didn't keep me from mimicking or liking his music.
Mm-hmm.
Then there was, you know, the piano is by nature one of my loves, and I listened to Albert Ammons, Pete Johnson, and that put me on guitar after the All Men's Review, and this guy backed me. Then I wanted to play guitar, and I can walk and sing and talk. So Louis Jordan's guitarist, Carl Hogan, was the inspiration for most of my solos. Carol, Johnny B. Good, Roll Over Beethoven, Boo-doo-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da, and...
Is he the first guy that played that?
That played something like that? Yeah, that played something like that. He had it in the center. He had something like this in the center of a solo, and I opened my song with it. And Roll Over Beethoven, after it hit, later on Johnny B. Good hit, later on Carol hit with the same solo. Yeah, a little difference in the figure, you know, but then same principle. Start at the top tonic with 0 and 5, or 8 and 5, and then get away. Do your changes and move on out. Exploit your lyrics and keep your rhymes and wind up with a break and out. And you get an applaud, do it again.
That's kind of like the 10 Commandments of rock and roll or something.
Tell me about it.
Was there anybody, anything that you had heard before you did Maybelline that said, wait a minute,
Sure.
I know what to do
Sure.
now?
Sure. As a matter of fact, I have stood on the stage in the Cosmopolitan and thinking of how I could produce something like Little Richard's Tutti Frutti, which was really sizzling at the time. And, you know, the main thing about it here, like Little Richard, sometimes I couldn't understand what they were saying, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went into writing Maybelline, I had a desire and an intention, you know, to speak the words of a song real clear, because Nat Cole taught me that, you know. Nat Cole had a diction, I think, that was just superb, you know.
Uh-huh.
Pretend you're happy when you're blue. And you could hear every word, his S's, T's, P's, and G's.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're singing like, roll over Beethoven, roll over Beethoven, you got to speak distinct in order to get your message out.
Especially with the number of words that you use.
Yeah,
you
well,
know? I mean, the words are flying
Boogie
by.
Woogie is 8 to the bar. So if you have a word, if you have 2 words with 4 syllables, you got to say them within a bar.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Little Richard, there's the little devil right there.
Yeah, what was that?
This is the one here.
That's pretty.
Rock and roll music.
That same suit went for about a year because it's the only picture the publishers had.
School days. This thing about writing about, I mean, I don't know how old you were at this.
Well, I was 29 when Maybelline came out. So school days was maybe a year
You were
and a half.
29 when Maybelline came out.
Yeah, I had a house and a car and 2 children.
But what made you think to write songs about up in the morning and off to school?
Because when I went out on the road, I found that over half of the audience was teenagers, kids in school. So if you're, whoever you're singing, you play what the people want, you know. Sing about them, and they'll listen to you. In nightclubs, I had nothing to sing but Wee Wee Hour. I had two records when I first. Wee Wee Hours, and then I'd sing some Muddy Waters and what have you, whatever the. Down the Way Where the Lights Are Gay, you know, school kids don't know anything about Jamaica.
Uh-huh.
They know something about school days.
Mm-hmm.
They know something about Roll Over Beethoven and Boogie Woogie or dance. They know when they feel something they can dance off of. So that's why I stuck to school. And the record, sometimes Leonard Chess would speed up the record. Like I was 29 years old when I recorded these records, you know. And I'm sure I sound like a father because I was a father. But he would speed the record, record it on wax up, and make me sound like a teenager. And then when the people, the guys hear it.
This is the first I've ever heard of
Yeah,
this.
when the guys hear the record,
It would speed it up and make you sound like a teenager.
It's a higher voice, you know.
Uh-huh. With these consecutive hits, how long did that go on? Up till when?
My greatest years were from 55 when I started with Maybelline, which was a smash, through to, I'd say 4 years, 55, 59. Then it began to taper off because then, at that time, the hippie era came. The mini skirt era was coming in.
In the 60s.
Oh, yeah, beautiful years. You were there as a teenager yourself. And, you know, nobody, music went up on the wall in what do they call it, liquid showings, and smoking became popular, and I don't mean cools, and the sexual revolution was coming in, and many changes, long hair.
But what did this have to do with you no longer making records? Or you said it went from...
I joined the fiesta. I was wanting to live, too. Don't forget, now, I'm 35 now.
Right.
And still liking the way that the society is moving into this freedom of
You're enjoying the sexual revolution.
Oh, wouldn't you? And, however, I tell you one thing, though. I was old enough to lay off of smoking, and of course, I never did get into drugs, you know, but
You never did any drugs in your life?
You know, and I don't care who believes.
No.
Doesn't believe me.
No, I know,
you know.
but you yourself have never done any drugs in your life.
No, I wouldn't. And advise all others to, if they're on it, try and get off, because I don't think they can, you know, but try anyway. But I've just seen too many of my friends go here, Joplin, Hendrix, you name it, Elvis Presley, you know, some of the greats have gone down the drain. And I'm feeling fine without it. So, I mean, the other vices must not be too strenuous, you might say. So here I am.
So what happened? All of these hits are going bang, 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 bang. And then besides the sexual revolution coming into focus, what happened? Did you run out of ideas? Did you stop recording? What did you do?
I'll tell you what I did. I was continually being called to do dates. And as you see on these little charts, the fee for the dates constantly rose. For instance, when I had my problems with the
but I mean,
Indian, now listen to me. When I had my problems with the Indian girl, I was away for almost a couple of years, you know. I went away making $1,200 a night. When I came back, the Beatles had come to America, and my salary then was $2,000, right from being away. Now, if this is American, you stay away somewhere, you come back, you get more pay. Then when I realized this, you know, and believe me, I came back with Nadine, I came back with no particular place to go.
Was the world, was it different then?
Oh, yes, it's different.
I mean, besides the Beatles and music, you know, evolving a little bit and everything, for you yourself,
that's what
having been like this huge star playing everywhere in the world and hits popping and inspiration, all of a sudden, bingo, you run into a brick wall, your life changes.
No, let me tell you.
Okay.
Life didn't change. I don't know if you're calling a brick wall when I went away.
Yeah.
Okay, when I went away, number one, and finished high school. Number two, I took 5 business courses. Well, here I took accounting, I took business management. When I came back, I found out what I had, which was a corporation, was. I knew what it was. I knew what accounting was. I'm better qualified.
That's what I wanted to ask you. I mean, I didn't want to bring it up if you didn't want to talk about it, but I wanted to ask you how you utilized
these are
education.
These are the ways. Plus, I was, it's easy to count my blessings as well as count my misfortunes. And I did, and I weighed them. And I came back out quite a better, in a better position to handle life. And don't forget, I had a little bank account, too, that I wanted to maintain. So I wrote on, and I wrote...
Did you write any music?
Yeah, I'm telling you, I came out with Nadine and no particular place to go, and it went a little place. As time went on, I wrote maybe something that was heard. I can't think of just now. But finally, in 70, which was 6 years later, here's Ding-a-Ling, smash hit. Recorded in England, you know. Okay, now says it, oh, it made a comeback. Well, frankly, other than my absence, it never left. I'm heavy into real estate because that's the only place I see to spend money, invest money that is lucratively, and not exploiting my wealth, but it is something to, I don't have someone to take care of it, and that takes quite a bit of your time to take care of a business that you're running. So I have the investment company that I run real estate, and then I have Chuck Berry Music that runs my music, you know. Now back to Ding-a-Ling. At this time, Ding-a-Ling was a hit. I bought more property, and I'm into about 3 different people now. A businessman, a musician, and you say a writer, or they say father of rock and roll, and quite busy. Now, someone's trying to make me a movie star. I don't know. I might make...
You might make it.